My father brought me to the football, and it just carried on from there. Oh, well, I'd been about 7, so, well, I'm 84 now, so. Well, my hubby died 12 years ago. Took a wee while to come back, but I think it's the best thing I've done, because we go to all the away games as well, travel with them, and a lot of good, because everybody's friendly, and it's our home team, isn't it? That's what it's about.
We were formed in 1906. We didn't start at this ground. We had a very short spell at a ground towards the bottom end of the town, and then I think this ground was gifted to us through church land, and that's how it's Glebe. It's called Glebe Park. But basically, for as long as anybody can remember, Brechin City has played here. I mean, Glebe Park's the home of Brechin City. That just sums up for me. When you walk in the ground, it's a very familiar, homely place to come to. Even when the place is empty, you know what like pubs and clubs are like when they're empty. They're horrible places. Glebe Park's not that even when it's empty. There's a homely feel about it. Quite often stood alone in the middle of this park here with my thoughts, and it's just a lovely ground to be at. Yes, the time will come that Glebe Park will have to change as football changes, but I mean we certainly hope to maintain the style and atmosphere that it has at the moment.
Today we've got a game against Cali Thistle, so we're lining it for the first time this season. I've been coming here since I was 4-year-old, so it's 43 years now. Been around, love it, aye. Also a bit of a Rangers fan, to be honest, but can't beat a Brechin game. Rather go and see them any day, like.
There's just a lot that you enjoy, you know. Really, I like every game, whether they win or lose. And I think everybody should support their home team. And it's been a blessing to me. Yeah, because you meet a lot of different folk, you make a lot of friends, and I think that's what football should be. The famous hedge of Brechin City Football. It's always been here. It is part of the ground. I think it's special, yes. Very special.
Well, basically the hedge is the barrier to the ground. It's obviously a feature. It's again another expense that has to be maintained. It has to be kept tidy, but we just wouldn't do without it.
Neil, how long's the hedge been here? How long's the hedge been here?
Oh,
before the ground.
I believe mythology, William Wallace hid behind that hedge.
William Wallace hid behind it.
There was a bit in the newspaper saying William Wallace hid behind the hedge, hiding for the English. So you can't touch your hedge. It's historical.
We hear many stories. I'm not sure many of them have got any foundation, but when we hear many stories, there was a stupid one going around where William Wallace once hid in the hedge, which must have been impossible because it wasn't even planted then. So basically, I just think it's something different. When it's well maintained, it is very tidy, and it's one of the very, very few. Some say only. I wouldn't take it that far, but it's obviously one of the very few grounds that does have a hedge as a boundary.
A lot of good memories of the football. That's going back a lot of years. Really good. But a lot of good players. Davy Paris. He was good. He wasn't very big, but he just lurked about and got the goals. I say mesmerised the goalkeepers. I like to see good football come from either team. I like to see good football. And occasionally Brechin can play good football. Yeah.
Well, I moved to Brechin about 10 years ago, and everybody asked me, do you like football? Of course I like football. I'm American, you know. Who doesn't like football in America? So they said, well, who's your teams? I said, well, I'm Denver Broncos. And then they said, no, you Americans call it soccer. And I said, no, nobody watches soccer. You got to be kidding me. That's the dumbest sport ever. So then my son brought me down here one day because we had concessions. If a parent brought a child, it was only a quid to get in. The Glebes is just the most amazing atmosphere, because where else can you get this close to the pitch and see all the action? Well, it's my team. I mean, I guess because it's the only team I've ever cheered for in Scotland. It's the only one I know as far as I'm concerned. There are no other teams worth cheering for.
Part of your life. It is a part of your home because you spend a lot of time here.